The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squad, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Monday, and we are trying to roll along. We are welcoming you to the uncensored interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, and we are welcoming you to this brand new episode of The Black Files.
We don't try, my friend. We do, and we do hard. That did not come out right.
That depends on what we do hard. What we do hard is put assholes on blast and point out the problems of our community in hopes of trying to get to a resolution, in hopes to get a dialogue going, and that's what we do, and we do that hard, and we do that do pretty hard.
Yes, we do.
We
work hard, and then we play hard.
I wish I could play hard, but I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. All right, folks, welcome to this episode of the Black Files. I am your host, Juan Arauz, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock. I've got Jose Casabona with me.
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
And as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, today is regrettably not one of the happy episodes, not one of the nice episodes that we like to try to do, where we discuss some stuff that's actually good, like we did on our weekly live stream of the Ravens Flock Live, where we actually try to discuss some good news in the geek community and the convention community here. On this episode, we are discussing something pretty terrible. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not looking forward to doing this, but it would be a disservice to our public. It would be a disservice to you, to our friends, to our fans, to our followers here, if we didn't discuss this stuff. We're going to be discussing the terrible allegations against wrestling superstar Alberto El Patron, formerly known as Alberto Del Rio, that have surfaced. And along with that, we're also going to be discussing a member of our community who has been exposed for being a sexual predator asshole. We're talking about Micah Popp, who went by, unimaginably enough, Micah Popp Cosplay.
Yes.
Now, before we get started, of course, we're going to let you guys know that this is, for first-time listeners, an uncensored interview and review podcast. That means that anything we discuss will include spoilers. That means that we will be swearing. I'm going to break the fuck barrier right now, and because I'm not going to contain myself, and I don't care if Jose wants to throttle me for it afterwards. I'm going to go all out. And of course, if we discuss anything that may be construed as an opinion, understand that that opinion solely belongs to the person giving it. It's not representative of anything else specifically. And of course, in this specific episode, we're also providing our listeners with a trigger warning, which means we're going to be discussing things involving physical abuse, sexually predatory behavior, and just disturbing acts of potential violence and acts of just creepy sexual grooming, which is the act of predating against a minor for the express purposes of having sexual intercourse with them, either right when they turn 18 or at first convenience after they turn 18. Yes, this is one of those episodes, and we apologize in advance to anyone who is triggered by this stuff, but this is your warning. This is the only warning we're going to give. If this sort of subject matter is too sensitive for you, we invite you to please turn away and watch some of our other content. We have plenty of other stuff on our channel. On Los Amigos Play, we just did live for the first time.
Absolutely.
And that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
And we've got our main show, The Ravens Flock Live. Please give those views, give those videos, those live stream replays.
All the same,
all
be sure
love.
to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all our media content.
Yes, and if you're listening to this on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher podcasts, we invite you, of course, to check out our catalog of other episodes, of other podcast episodes here on the Black Files. Again, if this subject matter is too much for you to handle, please turn away now. will totally understand, but just understand that we do not take kindly to this kind of behavior. We do not take kindly to men abusing women. We do not take kindly to women abusing men. We don't take kindly to non-binary people abusing other non-binary people or any other permutation.
We don't take kind
sort.
to abuse or abusers.
Fucking abuse, period. No, we don't fucking behave. You need to behave like a fucking human being with each other. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and start off with Alberto here.
All
For
right.
love of God. Okay. And you're probably wondering, why should this matter? Why are you talking about some random Mexican dude? What does he care about? Well, okay, give me a minute. Let me just get a drink over here.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
It's just water, don't worry.
Yeah.
Isaiah's got Kool-Aid.
You ready, Captain?
I'm ready, Teddy. Now, basically, this motherfucker gives Hispanic people a bad rap. When you behave like this, when you mistreat people like this, you propagate a negative stereotype, not just for yourself as a person, but for other Hispanic folks. Like, oh, Hispanic guys are always jealous and they got a fiery temper and they're always going to suspect you of shit and they're always going to distrust you. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, yeah, sure. Not everyone is like that, motherfucker. It's a bad stereotype, and I don't appreciate that shit. So I don't fucking appreciate it if anyone tries to talk shit about me, trying to lump me together with assholes like this guy, with assholes that we've seen throughout our own lives, being abusive and just being like fucking like drunkards, or just like being cruel to their family members and friends and shit just because they don't like something. Motherfuck those guys, and I do not appreciate that shit. So with this guy, Alberto Del Rio. What's the real name? What's this motherfucker's real name?
Hang on.
It's okay. Pull it up.
Yep, I'm pulling it up right now. Give me right here. All right, I recall correctly, and I found it on Wikipedia of all places. His real name is, I believe it is Jose Alberto Rodriguez.
Jose Alberto Rodriguez. Motherfuck you. Jose Alberto Rodriguez.
Holy shit, I was actually right.
Yeah.
It's Jose Alberto Rodriguez Chucuan. Chucuan.
Yeah, Chucuan. Yeah, he's a Montañero from fucking Mexico. Yeah, no, motherfuck you. Because this guy, he started off in Mexican professional wrestling, right?
Yeah, he wrestled in AAA.
Yep, and he was a masked wrestler for a very long time. Am I right?
Correct. Before they brought him up over to WWE.
Okay, give us a little bit of background about this guy, Jose. Like when he was a masked luchador, what was his name? What was his deal? Go ahead and
all right.
Give us a rundown. That way we can actually lead into the shit that he did.
Oh no, absolutely.
We're doing a minor bio for folks who don't know or who would have no idea who the hell this guy is.
Well, he went by a lot of names, including Alberto Del Rio and Alberto Del Patron, just to give you guys...
El Patron.
So I'm not going to spend too much time on him because I don't want to put him too over here.
What was his name in AAA when he was under a mask?
When he was under a mask? Give me a second. Before working in it, he used the name Dos Caras Jr. as both for mixed martial arts and for MMA and luchador. So, yes, he did wrestle...
Two-Face Jr.
Yeah, how appropriate.
What the fuck?
He wrestled as Dos Máscaras Jr. for...
Two Masks Jr.
Yeah, for luchador and some MMA before they brought him up over to the WWE. And then they had him drop the mask and changed his name to Alberto Del Rio. And his character is basically that of a Hispanic aristocrat. I mean, a Latino aristocrat who is rich, who is destined for greatness.
Who's like who was like such a wealthy and fucking, what do you call it? Like, just a like a pure-blooded guy who had like Spaniard royalty in his lineage. Okay.
And to their credit, that was actually a good character angle for a bad guy, for a heel, even down to having his brother, Ricardo Rodriguez, be his own Spanish ring announcer.
Yeah, like for real. For the record, the genes did not translate well between these two guys because they actually are physically biological brothers. But you wouldn't know that from the look of them. Ricardo Rodriguez, who hysterically enough, from what I could tell, he hasn't gotten into any sort of fucking trouble. Am I right?
Oh no, he's been a good lad.
Like apparently Ricardo Rodriguez, he like where Alberto looks like he's a tall, statuesque, like almost classic looking luchador looking kind of guy. Ricardo Rodriguez is a little bit on the frumpier side of Sears, but they sort of play that down on him character-wise, and that's fine. And that was part of his character for the longest time. In his debut year in the WWE, he had done what? He won the Royal Rumble match.
And he debuted in 2000. He debuted in the middle of 2010. Keep this in mind. And they have pushed him to the main event picture without any hesitation, booking him in world championship matches against Edge, against Kane, against Rey Mysterio. And then in 2011 is where he found success. He won the first ever 40-man Royal Rumble. He also went on to face Edge at WrestleMania 27 over in Denver, Colorado. Yes, and then he went on to win Money in the Bank in 2011 in Chicago, Illinois, the famous Money in the Bank heard round the world.
Yep, this is the same Money in the Bank in 2011 that saw the iconic match between WWE Champion John Cena against the imminently departing CM Punk in a championship match, which shocked everyone, where CM Punk had won the WWE Championship on the final day of his existing WWE contract and actually left the company at the end of the match.
That was a fantastic match. I loved it.
One bit that they included right as the match ended was
Alberto tried to cash in, but he got roundhouse kicked in the face.
Yep. By what he means is Alberto Del Rio had tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, which entitles the holder of the briefcase to a WWE Championship match at their time of their choosing for up to 1 year.
Yep.
And Alberto Del Rio was supposed to go ahead and go in and try to cash in, and he was trying to take the championship from CM Punk, otherwise he would leave, but he failed, and CM Punk had left the company with the championship in a shocking turn of events. Now, of course, this is all storyline, because as fate would have it, CM Punk had actually re-signed on the day of the pay-per-view, and he had re-signed with conditions of okay, I would like new opportunities with championship runs. I would like a little bit of resting time, which he did get. How long did it go? 2 weeks afterwards, or
I
was
believe
it
so.
1 week?
I believe
Okay,
it was 2 weeks.
and of course, anyone who's interested in the fabled story of CM Punk, you are more than welcome to look that up at your own discretion.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's interesting. It's different, and that is an excellent little piece of storytelling.
But back to Alberto.
Yeah, back to Alberto Del Rio.
Now, since after that, he's won several. He had several world championship wins in the WWE. His first final run was on August 7th of 2014, where he quit the WWE due to. He was released from the WWE due to unprofessional conduct following an altercation with an employee who allegedly made a racist joke. Since then, he returned back to AAA. He even returned to Lucha Underground, donning the name Alberto del Patron. El Patron, before making his return to the WWE in 2015, where he came back in Hell in a Cell, which was October 25th, and beat John Cena for the United States Championship. Since then, he's been floundering in the mid-card and booked in terrible stables such as the League of Nations, and the less we speak about that, the better.
Yeah, no, they literally tried an international heel bad guy stable, and Alberto Del Rio was a part of that. Yeah, go fucking figure. Go on.
Yep. It was also reported that Mr. Rodriguez was unhappy with the WWE, claiming that he was given empty promises, including a main event push when he re-signed, and then he left the WWE around September 9th of 2016.
Okay, it's called building a story. It's called building time and getting you set up for a storyline that gets you into a world championship picture without it seeming rushed. Heaven knows we've seen what happens when the WWE decides to shotgun a talented wrestler into superstardom just because they want a quick and easy, this is our new golden guy. Look at Braun Strowman, look at Roman Reigns.
They're looking for a guy who's not only big but has a main event presence.
Yeah, and it's when it comes to Alberto Del Rio, he's had that and he's got that history for it. He just needs to be fucking patient, but he didn't want to be patient. That, and he has this whole thing where someone apparently made a racist remark on him and he bopped him in the fucking face or something. I don't know.
Now, on a professional level, he has found success outside of WWE. He went on to become world champion for Impact Wrestling, as I mentioned earlier.
Okay, I want you to repeat that sentence.
I said success.
Very slowly.
He Impact Wrestling.
No, he became
world champion
at
Impact Wrestling. I know what I said.
Okay.
I'm still acknowledging it because it's a professional. It's still a promotion that exists.
Okay, for the record, as you can probably tell, we don't think very highly of Impact Wrestling. That's because it's basically the vestige of what was once known as TNA Wrestling, and the more you learn about the baggage that company has had in terms of their management since 2002?
Yeah.
Was it? Or was it 2000? I don't remember.
I think it was like 2002.
All right, like the more you learn about them, the more you realize that place was a dumpster fire that wouldn't die out. It's like a tire fire that it just like keeps burning and burning for years. But out of the vestiges of that came Impact Wrestling, and after they rebranded and everything, Alberto El Patron had joined up at that company, and he became world champion. However, another problem of his came up while he was doing that. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk about.
On a personal level, outside of the ring, outside of the professional limelight, Alberto, let's just say he really doesn't have a really good track record when it comes to relationships.
No, he does not. Now, for those of you who know where we're going with this is what we're going to go with.
First of all, I'm going to talk about what's been reported on Monday on May 11th.
Hang on.
Go on.
Like, I was about to lead up on the... Okay. While he was champion for Impact Wrestling, he was also in a relationship with Saraya Knight, a.k.a. Paige. She was a big-time WWE Women's Champion. She was a Divas Champion. She has had her own history of ups and downs in terms of her professional and personal life intermingling.
She's a trailblazer, a revolutionary.
Yeah, but more importantly, what I'm trying to get to in terms of context here, let me get my words out.
Okay.
Is she has had issues with her personal life and her professional life intermingling in a not so conductive way. At one point, she had sustained a serious neck injury, which forced her to retire. And during that time in retirement, while she was also rehabilitating her body and staying away from professional wrestling, she was actually dating Alberto El Patron. And while they were dating, he would go on her social media while she's doing videos and stuff, and he would very drunkenly and very loudly chew out and shit on the WWE over and over, uninvited, unwelcomed, and that didn't cast her in any sort of favorable light. Because, like, what are you doing? What are you doing associating with this guy? He's an asshole.
No, he is an asshole.
But, like, more importantly, more to the point, their relationship had begun taking a turn for the worse, where Paige was saying that he was in a that he was not being very nice to her.
I have an article that's pulled up here, provided by Heavy.com. This was reported on June 12th, 2017. An emotional Paige called Alberto Del Rio abusive during a domestic incident. There's a bit of information here. So let's see. The woman who
for the record, I got her last name wrong. The Knight is her family's her professional wrestling professional wrestling name. Her real name's Saraya Jade Bevis, but that's not the point. Point is, her mom.
Yeah,
it was the one who went by Saraya Knight, but her name's Saraya Jade Bevis, and
you're a good one.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get my shit straight. I'm trying not to be incorrect.
All right.
My bad. My bad, Paige. I love you, Paige. You're
the
awesome.
woman who WWE superstar Paige claims threw a drink on fiance Alberto Del Rio.
They were engaged for a bit, weren't
they?
They
were engaged.
Fuck, man.
And the worst part was that Paige was the one who proposed in the ring after Alberto Del Rio's match in the independent circuit.
Circuit, okay.
In the indie circuit. So, the woman who WWE superstar Paige claims threw a drink on fiancé Alberto Del Rio after asking a photo called the allegation completely false in an exclusive interview with Heavy. The witness, who asked that her name not to be revealed and described herself as a wrestling superfan, said Del Rio reeked like alcohol when he chased after Paige during an argument at the Orlando International Airport. While arguing on the airport's tram system, an emotional Paige, whose real name is, as Juan mentioned, Soraya Jade Bevis, screamed that Del Rio had been doing coke for 2 days straight and called him abusive, the witness alleges. They were arguing back and forth, screaming at each other, which was said the woman who resides in South Tampa. Let's see. That contradicts the story that Paige gave on Twitter. She said that it was her and Del Rio, whose real name is Jose Rodriguez, who called the police on the woman after she drew a drink at him. Yeah. And then there was a tweet from Paige basically trying to dismiss the matter there, saying, well, yeah.
Like, I guess I could give props to Paige for trying to keep shit a little bit discreet, even though the shit was happening in public. The fact of the matter is they had fallen apart for a while, sometime shortly after that. If I'm understanding correctly, they ended their relationship late in 2017 there. But the point on that is that this isn't the first freaking problem that we've had with with Alberto acting like an asshole.
No, it's not.
So by all means, let us know what he wound up doing here this week on May 11th, 2020. By all means, Jose.
All right.
And
so this
Jose's
is
quoting from TMZ website, of course, but
we're not fans of TMZ, but this is far from. But this is not far from the truth.
No, it's not. It's just. It just happens to be that TMZ got some of the information first, but this is a legit news article.
Yes.
And
TMZ
again, sorry, go ahead. I'm trying not to. Go ahead.
Have a drink. TMZ Sports has obtained the police report from the Alberto Del Rio arrest. The accuser told the police Del Rio exploded on her on May 3rd in San Antonio, Texas. So 8 days before this news came out, accusing her of cheating on him with other men. The accuser, who cops say only speaks Spanish, says Del Rio smashed her cell phone, her laptop, and attempted to burn her passport in an attack that started at around 10 p.m. on May 3rd and lasted up until around 2:30 p.m. on May the 4th.
Oh, God.
The woman also claims Del Rio attacked her, causing multiple injuries, and left her feeling woozy and dizzy from the hits to her head. There's more. The accuser also claims Del Rio choked her and at one point shoved a sock into her mouth to keep her quiet. The woman says when the sock was in her mouth, she could not breathe. During the incident, the woman claims Del Rio also sexually assaulted her with his dick and other
penis.
Yes, and other body parts. The woman is adamant she did not consent to sexual activity with Del Rio. The woman told the police that she is afraid of Del Rio and had planned on leaving the city as soon as possible. The responding officer says he saw multiple bruises on the accuser's face, arms, legs, and neck. Del Rio was arrested for domestic violence and aggravated sex assault. According to his booking sheet, the 42-year-old is listed at 6'4", 240 pounds. The accuser is only 5'5". Del Rio, yep, and it also highlights his what he's done. This is absolutely not a good.
Do we know if he's still in jail or if he's been let out on bail in any way?
I'm about to look that up.
Please do. God almighty. I gotta tell you, folks, it's shit like this that pisses me off. The article was also covered in a much more timelier manner by Wrestle Talk TV on YouTube. So I invite you, please go ahead and watch that. And again, viewer discretion is advised. This is a sensitive topic.
Okay. I have more information. Alberto Del Rio, San Antonio resident, is charged with sexual assault, a second-degree felony. His bond was set at $50,000. Records show he posted bond and was released from jail around 3:30 a.m. on Sunday.
Jesus. All right, well, he'd better not be anywhere near that woman. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Okay, like, you're probably thinking, why do we give such a shit? Why do we care so fucking much about what this guy's doing? It's because he puts a fucking black mark on professional wrestling. He puts a fucking black mark on Hispanic dudes because like it's shit like this, like, and Jose and I have grown up and surrounded by fucking cholo motherfuckers in school and in life and in work and shit who try to act hard as motherfuckers, who get themselves sauced up too hard, who get themselves riled up for no fucking reason. This fucking guy apparently went on a coke trip, according to Paige, and he was motherfucking, and now like years later he's with another woman and he's fucking abused her. That's not even the worst part. There was a whole other bit in there involving what he had also threatened to do with her and with someone else who was in the house.
Yeah, her child.
Yeah. Go ahead and look for that, because what he specifically said was fucking sickening.
It was sickening. Let me see if I can find it here. Give me just a second. Let's see.
God fucking damn it. Like I said, I'm doing my best to keep fucking.
There's more information here on an article from FoxNews.com. I know no one likes Fox
okay,
News,
no,
but,
we need.
no, but this details more. The woman further alleged that Alberto told her to put on a dress and dance for him. However, she refused, which is when he allegedly warned her that if she cried, he'd take her kid and drop him off in the middle of the road somewhere. Yeah,
and I'm confirming this here per SBG Antonio. Give me a moment. Okay, so you're actually looking at the website for Fox. It is San Antonio, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and he's literally says in the in the testimony here, she refused to warn her not to cry, or he'd take her son and drop him off in the middle of the road somewhere.
That is fucking despicable.
And apparently, when the police are also saying here, and again, this is where it gets a little graphic. Police said Rodriguez then tied the woman's hands with boxing straps, put a sock in her mouth, and sexually assaulted her for several hours using various objects. According to investigators, he also punched her in the back during the assault, causing visible injuries. The victim told detectives she did not remember much after he placed his hand around her throat.
Well, this goes back to a discussion we had on the Ravens Flock, where where me and Angel, we discussed about publicity, and we actually ultimately agree. Bad publicity is just that right now. It's bad publicity.
This doesn't have anything to do with publicity.
All right,
this isn't a publicity issue anymore.
All right.
No.
Juan.
Like, what? Am I not allowed to be angry about this stuff? This doesn't have to do with publicity. This isn't a publicity stunt. Like, oh, hey, come take a look at this
my
guy.
bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. Like, it's fine. I know that's what you're, but this isn't a publicity issue. This isn't a publicity concern. This is a concern of a human being abusing another human being. All right? This isn't a publicity stunt, and if it is a publicity stunt, I'd still be pissed off, because it's the cheapest, worst, most lowest form of publicity stunt it could ever possibly be. Like, I don't understand how anyone could try to find any good in that or try to find a justification. I know that you're not. You're not.
No, there is no justification.
There's no justification.
This guy is facing prison time. Like, he may be out on bond now. On bail now. But he's not going to get past the law. He is going to do time.
One can only hope.
Yeah, and wrestling promotions all around, including the WWE, they will likely excommunicate him and strip him and keep him off any of their records.
No, like at this point, the smartest thing they could do is keep him off their websites, keep him off of any sort of promotion. If he has any sort of contractual obligation with another company, they would be best suited in like severing ties with this guy, because I swear to God, I'm sorry, there's no fucking excuse. There's no excuse at all. Like the way he treated this woman, who's obviously her identity is being protected here, and there's just no way around it. There's no way around it. All right? You don't treat people like that, even if you're upset with them. If you're upset with them, you don't fucking get violent with them. You don't get fucking physical with them. If you're upset, you try to talk with each other. You'll shout, you'll scream, you'll get frustrated, and you'll get angry and shit, but you don't fucking put your hands on them. You don't fucking put your hands on another person. That's fucking wrong. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. You could be like 15-time fucking Grand Slam champion. You might have cured cancer, and you might have saved a drowning puppy who was sent into a river in a wicker basket by fucking, I don't know, fucking Hitler. I don't care. But the point is, the moment you hurt another person, the moment you lay your hands on another fucking person, that's the moment that you fucking lose any sort of dignity, any sort of fucking respect, any sort of respectability. That is when you're fucking done.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And the thing is, he had chances. He had opportunities to seek help, to seek counseling, to seek some sort of therapy before this shit happened.
Really? When did this happen? Do we have any
I'm not
documentation?
saying. No, Juan, it's not detailed. Please don't.
No, I was asking, like, was this actually something that was covered? Because I would be surprised if he like was offered counseling and
it wasn't publicly recorded. But I'm just saying, in his life, life before this shit happened, he had opportunities to seek help.
Okay, the trouble. Okay, all right. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. You're trying to say that he could. But see, here's the issue. He would have to acknowledge he has a problem. As far as this motherfucking macho piece of shit's concerned, he thinks this is exactly how a guy's supposed to behave. When he's wrong, that's not how a man's supposed to behave. A man protects his woman. A man protects his partner, whether they're male, female, non-binary, etc. A man protects the person that he's with. They take care of each other. They nurture each other. They build each other up. But this guy comes from a mindset that gets propagated in the fucking general culture of our society that if you're not a real man, if you're not fucking hard, if you're not fucking like, if you're not like fucking showing everyone who's boss, even in your own house, you're the man of your own house, and you got to show everyone who's boss by you keep the woman under your thumb. She fucking does what you tell her to do, or she's gonna pay. Like, what the fuck is this woman gonna pay for? What does she do?
It's not just that, but in his own mind, because he's such a big success, he thinks that because he's made millions of dollars with everything that he's accomplished, that he can get away with and do whatever he wants and not have any consequences.
I don't really think this really has much to do with his his financial state on there, because if he really was in such as good a shape as financially and shit, then what the fuck was he doing getting kicked out of WWE, where you can make the highest amount of money you possibly can? The fact of the matter is, for him, it's not a matter of making money. It's a matter of human behavior. It's not a matter of making so much money that he thinks he's above the law, because clearly that isn't the fucking case. He's not thinking about money. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done stupid shit that would have gotten him fired from the WWE in the first fucking place. He would have done shit. He would have played his hand more intelligently, and he would have stayed in for as long as he possibly could, so he can make as much money as he possibly can for the longest time available to him. But for him, what's more important to him was the bad fucking mentality of machismo, of fucking of being too proud for your own good. That was his fucking problem. And that fucking problem translated over to his relationship with Paige, and it translated over here in this relationship that he was in now. That's his fucking problem. This is just looking at it from a layman's perspective. I am not a mental health. I'm not a mental health specialist.
Yeah,
in any
we're
way.
definitely not here to diagnose him.
No, but like this isn't a matter of like, oh, I'm above the law. I made money. I'm a fucking celebrity. No, this is I'm not to be disrespected. Complete with the chest thumping to go with it. I'm not to be disrespected. Motherfucker, you gotta give respect to get respect. He clearly isn't giving women respect in his fucking life. He clearly wasn't giving his coworkers in the WWE respect. Regardless if there was a fucking issue where the other person was going the racist slant, then what you do is you tell them, "Hey, motherfucker, you don't fucking talk to me like that. You don't treat me like that. I'm a fucking human being. I got value, and I'm not appreciative of what the fuck you're doing. So you better back the fuck off, or there's gonna be consequences. Knock it the fuck off. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Instead, what did he wind up doing? Oye, puta, slap, like a fucking idiot, like a fucking moron who thinks too much of his own pride more than anything else. That's his fucking problem. Too much pride, too much arrogance. That's his fucking problem.
People can say whatever they want about the WWE, but they won't tolerate shit like that.
No one should tolerate shit like that. I don't care what fucking profession you're in.
No one.
You could be fucking cage fighters, but if you're gonna be fucking unprofessional and you're gonna slap a motherfucker, even if they are being a little shit heel peon backstage or back in the fucking training area, then you don't fucking put your hands on them because that's your money on the line. No. That's your livelihood. That's your career on the line. You don't fucking behave like some punk ass bandillero out of fucking quarter over on Roosevelt Avenue and 96th Street, where like acting like a hard ass punk motherfucker, thinking that you're hard as shit just because you're thumping your chest at some other motherfucker who talks like an asshole. If they talk like an asshole, guess what? You just talk right back. That's all it is. It's talk. But the moment that you put your hands on someone else, you lost the fucking argument. If they put their hands on you, you are within your rights to defend yourself. You are within your rights to protect yourself physically at that point. But if you instigate the physicality, that's when you fucking lost. That shows that he has no room to stand on intellectually, that he has no way to defend himself on an interpersonal or a sociable level, that the only recourse that he could think of is being violent, is being abusive. That's his fucking failing. That's his fucking problem. I don't give a fuck what anyone else has got to say about that. That's Alberto Del Rio's fucking problem. And unless he finds it within his own mind to realize that that's a problem, he's not going to be able to dig himself out of this situation by a single inch. Not one. I'm sorry that I'm overpowering on this, but I know that you're...
No. Let me say this right now.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind, please.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to apologize to not just you, but also the people listening to right now about my earlier statement. Again, that's not something that I meant earlier on when I made that statement about publicity. I was just, again, it was something that was that I interpreted wrongly, and I apologize.
You don't have anything to apologize for. You're trying to reach for some sort of logical reason. That's the problem. When we hear about these kind of news from guys that we had some sort of general respect for, yeah, this guy's a world champion. Yeah, this guy is a luchador. He's a pride of the Hispanic community. When we see and hear dumb shit like this happening, we try to find some sort of rationality. Why the fuck would he do this?
It's of course, because he was one of the wrestling greats. Like, how often do we have a Latino superstar as a wrestling world champion? How often?
Not for a long time now, thanks to this asshole. So, but to be perfectly honest, that isn't even the worst fucking story we got to deal with here. And I know this isn't a very clean segue. This isn't a very, what do you call it? This isn't a very artistically or intellectually creative way to segue into this.
I think erring on the side of caution, we should probably repeat our trigger warning.
Yeah, if you're still listening at this point, what is wrong with you? No, we're trying. Okay, we're trying not to. We're trying not to make too much jokes about this situation, but yes, we are discussing behavior from not only a person in the world of professional wrestling whose behavior has diminished people's outlook on how pro wrestlers are meant to behave and how they carry themselves in real life. But we're also going to be discussing something a little closer to home here, specifically in the Central Florida cosplay and geek community here. We're discussing the conduct and the allegations towards Micah Popp here. Now that's what we're going to be talking about now. And the issue with this guy is again, we're going to be issuing our warning. We're discussing, sexually predatory behavior. We're discussing behavior that it can be considered grooming, which is the act of manipulating an underage person for the purposes of having sexual relations with them when they become, of legal age. Or sometimes they don't even bother waiting that long. Sometimes these people, just like Onision, who is another piece of shit and just like a fucking giant piece of work himself, don't even bother waiting for that length of time. They'll just go ahead and fucking work on having sex with minors on his end. But in any case, if you want to hear about Onision, we'll talk about him another time. But in this case, we're discussing Micah Popp. And Joseph, tell us a little bit about this guy from when we first were introduced to him.
I can tell you about him from my personal experience. I was introduced to him first.
Go ahead.
I befriended him around 2017. And on the surface, he seemed like an outstanding individual. He has a good job. I'm not going to disclose his work information on.
I'd be glad to after we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, so I'll be happy to discuss his employment and hopefully lack thereof by the end of this. But go on.
Yeah, like I said, he seemed like a nice, upstanding guy. He obviously has his own opinions because he's a religious man. Again, at the time, all right. And I wasn't that close of a friend with him. I would message him every now and then. Like I didn't pay too much attention to him because I thought, hey, he's doing just fine. He goes to cons. He does his cosplays. He was known for his Waluigi cosplays, along with his cosplays from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and also cosplaying one of the main characters of Ruby, Jean Arc.
Yep.
This is a guy who, again, I thought like he was actually one of the good guys because he looked like he could do no wrong, and up until now, he actually, like, from my knowledge, he didn't do any wrong.
Okay, and this just goes to show you, folks, when it comes to people, there's some days when you think you know someone, but when something like this comes out, it's something that catches you sideways, and you have no idea that they were capable of something like this. So these allegations came up when last year?
No, this came up earlier this year in January.
Right, January. Oh God, January feels like so long ago.
Yep.
Fuck. Okay. So.
Yeah, you want to take the floor?
So it had come to the attention of the greater community as a whole that Micah had decided that he wanted to try and get into a relationship with someone who was underage. And this had made the rounds all over social media, all over the convention scene, that this guy was to be avoided, that this guy is bad news, that he wanted to try and have sexual relationships with someone who was underage. And from that, he had decided to slink away from the general convention public as a whole. When the Ravens flock found out about this, we had promptly blocked him from all our social media. He is no longer contactable on our end as well. We don't deal with anything like that. And you're probably wondering, hey, wait a minute. Aren't you guys the Ravens flock? Aren't you guys the ones who want evidence and who want proof, who don't just take allegations at face value? And you're right. We don't just take allegations at face value because that's just, the shitty side of people taking advantage of the Me Too movement and stuff like that. So we wanted to know if there was any sort of evidence towards this. We wanted to know if there was any sort of weight to these accusations. Wouldn't you know who won the fucking pony? Wouldn't you know? The allegations came with receipts. And what we're going to do here is for the benefit of the general public and for our listeners and viewers, we're going to include a link at the bottom in the middle of our description on social media, on our YouTube channel, and on our uploads in SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher as part of the description. We're going to include a link where you can view a Google Drive account that is titled that is literally titled Micah Popp the evidence. And when I saw this, I almost lost my shit. I'm actually going to read a bit of an excerpt from the discussions here. And give me a minute. Just a minute.
You're fine. Hey,
yeah. All right. Opening a Google Drive. I'm pulling it up right now. This is a conversation from what I can see is an Instagram account of his. He's saying, he literally says, it was one of the first things I see. Yeah, because the Romeo and Juliet clause. Unfortunately, I aged out. He tries to put the fucking OO face on there with QWQ. Like, oh, it only applies to under 24 and above 16. Someone asking them, yeah, but also at that point, she was 18. So, no, LOL, that's not the point. I'm making, LOL, we broke up for not legal reasons. What was your point then? I just mean I could get in trouble with people under 18 now. And he puts the smiley emoji. The XD smile emoji. Only if, and someone else responds with, only if you get caught, LMAO. I mean, you got me there. My last girlfriend was 16 to 18 while we dated, and I was 21 to 22. XD smile. So we in the same boat. 23. It's. And there's other conversations over here. Let me see here. He's saying, geez, you really are jailbait, aren't you? With big heart emojis, saying, and the person he's speaking with, considering my last boyfriend is now 20, I'd say so, yes. We dated last year, so he was 19. I mean, both work. It's all right to ask, how old are you? I'm 17, turning 18 in December, so I guess I'm technically jailbait. Ha ha ha. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
So, as you can see, there are discussions where Micah has gone out of his way to try to speak with girls who were underage expressly for the purposes of potentially trying to go out with them.
Yeah. There's more information on these links, like as Juan mentioned, they'll be posted below the video, and a lot of our other friends, a lot of our other associates in the community have also shared these links publicly on all over social media.
Oh fuck!
Like, God, he was.
No, I'm scrolling through. There's one image on here. Fuck.
I may have seen it. What was it?
This one here. Image 9177. You go ahead and read that to yourself, and then you tell me.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no.
Fuck.
No.
Okay,
Nope.
someone he's
Nope.
talking to here, they're
Let's
saying
not.
Oki with the smiley face of the colon number 3 smile, the cat face smile, whatever. And he's over here saying, I'm kind of excited to make babies with you without the making babies part. They're saying, what do you mean? I mean the process, in which he puts the pointing finger emoji and the circle finger emoji, as in to say, we're talking about having sex here.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god!
Fucking
this guy.
disgusting. No, when I first heard the news about it in early January, I was devastated and angry because, like I said, I actually thought that he was actually one of the good guys. Like, I was super angry. Like, I reached out to one of my other closest friends to talk about this, and like, I really wanted to punch him, because one of the things, like, when this first came out, I was told that Micah Popp Cosplay went out of his way to try to drive around town to visit people's houses to try and defend himself. Driving to people's places without their permission, without their consent, to go over there to try and talk with them and defend himself. Defend his
him talking to underage girls and talking about how he wants to get into the baby making process with them.
Like, how can there be a defense?
There is no fucking defense for this shit. There's no fucking defense for it. And you would think that after he had been basically lambasted by the majority of the con community here, and he shirked away from from public view, you'd think that he would have learned his lesson and not try to make himself into a public figure anymore. Just go ahead, go on with your life. If you want to retire out of cosplay, that's perfectly understandable. You know, you obviously we're basically showing you the fucking door after this shit. But no, this fucking guy on a status here, let me see, that was posted on his profile as of the 12th. Well, we're on this, we're Sunday the 17th to the 18th. So that's what, last Monday?
Last Monday, same day as the news broke out for Alberto Del Rio. What a coincidence.
Okay. Hey all, I'm back on Facebook. I hope everyone's staying safe during the COVID-19 outbreak. A lot has happened in my life recently, and I'm excited to say that I'm now fully pursuing voice acting. Because of this, I'm going to be laying cosplay aside so that I can fully invest myself in this my new endeavor. That being said, I will most likely be performing a massive Facebook purge, so if you don't want to be lost, please comment some love on this post. Haha, ooh woo. Are you fucking kidding me? Motherfucker. You fucking idiot motherfucker. You think that you're going to be hired as a voice actor now? Especially with this shit out in the open? You really think that you're going to be able to pursue a career in voice acting? Motherfucker.
Him pursuing a career in voice acting isn't what got me. What got me is that he just pretended and went on as if nothing happened.
As if nothing fucking happened. As if he hasn't been caught with his hand on his dick, whacking it to underage girls and talking to underage girls on messengers, specifically saying, hey, I want to fuck you, basically.
He waited until now, until around this time when we're all focused on the current situation with what's going on around the world. And
just say the coronavirus. It's much less
coronavirus. And he thinks that because we're too focused on that around this time, that the storm would be weathered down and that we would all forget. But the problem is, this information is documented on the internet. When it's there, it stays there. No one's going to forget.
No matter how badly you think you can scrub your online reputation, the fact of the matter is the internet is forever. And we don't say that because, the internet itself is going to last until the end of time. I'm pretty sure at some point, some asshole's going to create the wrong fucking type of microwave energy and we'll wipe out the internet that way. I'm talking about the fact that living memory has been augmented by digital memory here. I pulled that up off of a Google Drive file, which is easy enough to download and save as a hard copy. You could even print these images and keep them as a physical hard copy. Of course, there's also a random video file in there, but I don't really think that you can save that. The fact of the matter I'm trying to make here is this motherfucker, Micah, oh my fucking god, dude, do you really honestly fucking think that we're going to let you live this shit down for this? No, and the fact of the matter is, we in the Ravens flock don't really have to do anything. We don't have to tell the entire world about what you did. The fact of the matter is, this Google Drive, this trove of documentation of your behavior is available for anyone to view. It is out in public to view. You cannot find a way to get it deleted. Trust me, I know. I've double checked. This is copy protected from the person who actually posted this Google Drive. So, unless you work on your own personal behavior, this shit's going to follow him like an albatross around his neck.
And the fact is, this is the only post that we've seen him made public. We don't know what else he's been doing because he's basically blocked everyone who is an enemy of Micah. He's blocked me. I'm blocked from Facebook.
Well, from his
Facebook. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's been making posts lately. I don't know if he's actually shared information on him actually going to counseling.
No, but you have to understand, he knocked on everyone's door, Jose. He knocked on everyone's door.
He better not.
He knocked on our door. It's all a lie.
He didn't
it's all a lie.
He didn't knock on our door.
No, he didn't. I'm actually glad he didn't. I don't want him finding out where the fuck I live. I don't care. Because if he actually comes up on my door, I'm actually going to tell him you got 5 seconds to step on out and exit the premises. You are not welcome here. You do not have permission to enter. We do not need to speak with you. Get the fuck out. I'm not going to try and fucking physically harm this guy. I don't want anyone thinking that, like, okay, Juan Arauz is losing his shit. He's going to get violent on some dude. He's going to get violent on some guy. Yeah, no, believe me. I would like to, but I know better than that. I know better than to try and act out on my fucking impulses. Obviously, something that this motherfucker doesn't know how to do. Because he acted on his impulses and tries scamming on underage girls. And that's fucking wrong. It is wrong to do. You don't treat children like that. I don't care if you think you're fucking attracted to them. Like, okay, so how old is this fucking guy? What, 24?
Either 24, 25, or 26, around that age.
Okay, yeah, look, you could be 24, 25, 26. I'm 33, all right? And yeah, I'm going to see, like, women on the street or at conventions or anything, and if they find them attractive, I'll think, yeah, they're attractive, but I'm not going to try to go out my fucking way to, like, okay, I definitely want to have sex with this underage girl, and go out of his way specifically saying, hey, oh, it's okay, I'm just 17, I'm turning 18, oh, that's perfect for you, I want to do the process with you. No, fucker, you hand fucking stroking motherfucker, knock it the fuck off. Motherfucker tries to cloak himself in this weird ass, like, fucking, like, oh, I'm a wholesome, nice Christian boy. Yeah, well, there's a bunch of other wholesome, nice Christian boys who turned out to be fucking axe murderers. Just be thankful that we're catching this shit and we're trying to put you on display on this shit right now so that you can actually have some time to reflect on your fucking behavior so you can take action to correct yourself. Because if he wants to actually try to pursue a fucking career, this shit's going to come up almost every single time. Like, let me give one example. The issue with Vic Mignogna, he's still, to this day, considered a prolific and respected fucking voice actor, despite the shit that he's done, despite the shit that he's been alleged against. And the dumbest part about it is that he doesn't actually try to fight back with any sort of evidence, with any sort of, like, documentation, or at the very least be able to provide, like, a testimony towards defense of himself. He just basically says, no, you're the ones who are bad. You're the ones who misbehave. No, like, that's a shitty defense. It's not like, okay, they're bringing evidence. What have you got? You got fucking nothing. If Mike is over here basically trying to say other people are enemies and they're not good Christians or shit because they're just here to attack him, then okay, fine. Bring the receipts. We got a whole Google Drive saying one thing. If you got something else I could say another, then we can actually have a discussion about this shit. Maybe we can come up with a different conclusion. Maybe you'll surprise us. But I highly fucking doubt it because this motherfucker was caught on his own fucking messages talking like this towards underage teenage girls. And you fucking think that I'm gonna fucking let that go? Hell fucking no. I don't let that shit go on a fucking Onision, and he's almost been, like, withered away from the YouTube community. Like, he says that he's retired out now. Now he's doing OnlyFans, which, of course, anyone knows is basically Patreon. Yeah, no, he's doing OnlyFans now with teasing that he shows his dick. And he does these shitty CG animations of himself with horrible, with this horrible engine that's used actually for making porn. He doesn't even do that well.
Oh my God.
So this motherfucker's actually almost gone from YouTube. He's like, oh, I'm not a YouTuber anymore. I'm a porn star. Okay, delete your YouTube channels. Show your proof. This motherfucker over here, Micah, is over here saying, "Oh no, I don't really. You have to understand. I don't really talk to underage girls. I'm not really interested in sex." Okay, show the proof.
All right.
Show it. Show me. Show me instead of fucking telling me. Show me that you mean what you're fucking saying, or else shut the fuck up.
I will say this. If he really wanted to pursue a different avenue in his life, away from cosplay, away from all this, I don't think that announcing it publicly right now, I don't think announcing it publicly, period, would have been the smartest move.
No, it
That's
really
something
isn't.
he really should have kept it to himself.
No, it really fucking isn't.
Because right now, everyone still remembers. No one has forgotten. In his position, he he's better off keeping his mouth shut. I think him being on social media is not doing him any favors at all.
None whatsoever. This fucking guy. Jesus fucking Christ. I am at a loss for words here because truthfully
I'm at a loss for words too. I honestly hope that no agency out there who that works with voice acting doesn't hire this guy.
Wouldn't you know? Oh hey, he's actively trying to work, and this is just from a view of his Facebook banner. He has a YouTube channel, Behind the Mic with Micah. Dear me. Oh dear.
Behind the Mic with Micah, and that's
his YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do to that channel.
No, because I don't want. No, because no one should subscribe.
No. I'm saying like, oh no, we shouldn't be encouraging anyone to try to massively flag or to raid his channel. No. Just let the proof come out on its own. Let the shit that he said on his own fucking texts, let that show his character. Because he could talk all you fucking want. But unless if you got action to show for it, then all it is fucking talk. All it is mamando mierda on the fucking microphone, motherfucker. You're talking shit, then you're gonna get shit. You're talking about wanting to turn a new leaf, show it. Show the proof that what was said and what was alleged about you isn't real. Show us your fucking text messages yourself. But I highly doubt that he's going to be able to do that because there's no fucking recovering from that shit. I got to tell you, for me, I need to see some physical evidence. I need to see something in order to believe. Now, the testimonies that we got from like the people accused of Vic Mignogna, just so I can get that point back, like, yeah, I understand it's like he said, she said, but they have like documentation of like stuff that he's said in like text messages and stuff. So there's some proof. That's why there's there's evidence to doubt what he's saying. Also, he puts up a shit defense basically saying no you. That's what Mike is doing over here, saying no you. No, you're the ones who are bad. No, I don't fucking buy that shit. Sorry, motherfucker. You're gonna need to come at me with something harder than that. So motherfuck you. I hope to God, and this is coming from a God-fearing guy myself as well, because this dude believes that like Jesus will forgive. Okay, yeah, that's you can believe that, but you also have to actively work for that in life. You have to actively work for it. You have to actively show that you're not going to be that kind of shitty person by being better than that every fucking day, by showing that what was said about you was untrue. If you honestly believe that what you did was wrong, or what was said about you is false. But I highly doubt it, man. Like, sorry, but religion's a really easy cloak to wrap yourself around in order to try to avoid any accountability, and I don't fucking appreciate that either. So, Micah, if you hear this fucking thing, if you hear this podcast, because I will make absolutely certain that we transmit this on our channel, that we put this up on all our social media, and I hope to God that you catch this, and I hope you understand. You can say whatever you want about whatever's been happening to you. You can say it all the live long day. But unless you've got something we can see, something that can be shown, that shows beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt that the stuff that has been accused about you is provably false, anything that you've got to say in your defense doesn't mean jack shit. It means less than a lick of shit, as far as I'm concerned. So, Micah, I'm sorry about this, buddy, because, as Jose said, you seemed like a really nice guy when we first met you all those years ago. But when you're acting like a fucking creepy motherfucker like this, motherfuck you and the horse you rode in on. Motherfuck you and the horse you rode in on. Anything you'd like to add, Jose?
No, not really. I think we covered both subjects pretty well. I honestly, I'm not holding my breath on this, but Micah Popp and Alberto Rodriguez, respectively, both men, like, I hope that they take this time to actually sit down and reflect on everything that they've done and, you know, try to find some sort of something to turn themselves around. Something. Like, you can't keep shifting the blame for the rest of your life.
What blame? What blame was Alberto shifting? He wasn't shifting blame. Well, he was actually accusing
the woman.
He
was accusing the woman, and he wasn't taking any responsibility.
No, you're right. He didn't take any responsibility. And what he did to her was way worse than anything she could have possibly ever done.
And the same case is for Micah. Micah hasn't taken any responsibility. None of them has taken any responsibility for any of their actions, and they can't keep doing this forever. You know, that kind of mindset where they don't feel like they should be responsible because in their mind they think they could do no wrong. You know, how many times, and I quote Angel and to quote from Angel, how many times can a human being trip over the same rock and not take any blame for it? Or something. He said something along the lines of that.
Yeah, you had it close. You were close, but you understand what the point is. All right, folks. Of course, we invite you to join in on this discussion and to join in on our social medias. If you have any additional testimony other than what was provided in the Google document and in the Google Drive about him, then please feel free to share that if you wish. We invite you to have this open discussion about, you know, people who are abusive, when they think that they're in control, when they think they're in power, or where they think that they can't be held to any sort of account. Please have an open discussion about this. We want people to discuss this stuff. We want to help bring about a societal fucking discussion on this, because it's stuff like this that matters to the geek community, because we're all a pack of nerds who just want to be loved, and we're all a pack of nerds who just want to feel accepted. And the last thing that we need is to be hurt by other fellow nerds or by other fellow people that we respect and care about. You know, we don't deserve that. No one deserves that. And we want to make sure that this discussion is had here in the con community and the geek community. With that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up, Jose. Anything else you want to add? No? No, you're good? All right, then. In that case, we're going to go ahead and wrap up, folks. Thank you very much for listening in to this uncensored interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. Please consider supporting us on our new Teespring store, teespring.com/stores/the-ravens-flock. That is our merchandise store. We have everything set with almost all our merchandise set at $20. Reasonable find, especially considering how much stuff costs to produce there. And if you use our promo code FSHIP2020, you get free shipping on any order that you have with us on our Teespring store. And until next time, thank you again very much for listening into this podcast. Continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, home of the weekly live stream of the Wednesday Night War. And of course, subscribe to us, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Tell us your thoughts about this issue on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRavensFlock, home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play Live, and the Ravens Flock Live. Thank you very much for listening in to this podcast. This has been the Black Files, and